Let me ask you a question. Have you ever watched a show, movie, animation, or whatever, where every frame, moment, or sequence was intentional? There's a limited number of projects out there so precise that every moment on screen is important. While some films can get close, even the best projects need to put some type of filler when nothing's going on, right? Well, yeah. But Frieren Season 2 proves there doesn't need to be. Despite having only 1.5 seasons, because Season 2 was pretty short, Frieren has grown to be one of my favorite animes of all time. If you've seen this video of mine, you know how much I valued Season 1's cinematic presentation, its refined animation style, and most of all, its visual storytelling. Frieren Season 1 was so good, a part of me was scared they wouldn't capture that magic in Season 2. However, in just Episode 1, all the doubts and fears I could possibly have had vanished. And all of a sudden, I was back on this journey with Frieren again. One of the more noticeable features of Season 2 is the heavy implementation of Covert Foreshadowing. Covert Foreshadowing is a more subtle form of foreshadowing, which uses insignificant things to help foreshadow. For example, typical foreshadowing in a movie would be when they subtly show a hero turning bad by having him show hints of being evil throughout. But with covert foreshadowing, you would have the lighting be dark and moody every time they're on screen. In Frieren's case, they'll use flowers, birds, music, environments, and colors. Thanks to Season 1 introducing this, the people who really pay attention can kinda guess what some of the covert foreshadowing in the second season is implying. I mean, there's someone I saw online the other day who almost predicted the whole first episode just from looking at flowers and fish.
It's only what, 12 seconds in? It starts out with 3 birds, which I'm assuming represents Frieren, Fern, and Stark. And then in the next shot, we see 3 of these. I don't know what happens this season, but maybe one of them splits off. And then there's 3 fish here.
To me, this just shows how much goes into the making of each episode, and also how intentional the production is when making Frieren. Another awesome detail from Season 2 is the outro sequence, ending credits, or whatever the ending animation at the end of every anime episode is called. I don't know. On top of the incredible song that plays, which has been genuinely stuck in my head for weeks. The animation for this entire ending credit was done by hand. And by one person. I think you say their name like Mime Aume. Upon finding this out, I shed a single loving tear of joy, especially with all the oversaturation of AI and lifeless art imagery being all over the internet. It's details like this that make Frieren feel so much more passion-filled. I love this so much, I even made a Twitter post about it. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, Frieren is a unique exception to the filler rule because it changes its presentation. It doesn't allow for moments that feel wasted to watch. Instead, entire original sequences are added to ripen the overall story being told. The main example of this that we see throughout Frieren is the travel montages. If you couldn't guess, this story is primarily about Frieren's journey. So showing her actually traveling and progressing is pretty important. A standout travel sequence was in Episode 2, where we see a close-up shot to this random camel or whatever this thing is, not only giving us an interesting angle to look at, but also adding a sense of reality to the overall show. That strange moment genuinely made me step back for a second. It made me realize that it has no conventional filler. It's so full, so plentiful with content that there isn't a moment that doesn't add to the story. Another example of this is the iconic Frierens Cry Scene. This entire scene in Season 2 was adapted from this single panel. And as a viewer, it really allowed me to feel as uncomfortable as the characters viewing this pitiful moment were. Quick intermission. Frieren's fight scenes are insane! Who would have Madhouse hired for these scenes? They have such an insane creative direction, I can't find the words to describe it. Alright, back to the video. You know, Frieren is a rare example of a true anime adaptation. It not only faithfully adapts its predecessor, but it evolves it. Anime already comes with its own positives: music, voice acting, animation, and color. But not every adaptation can do its original work justice. Just watch my Berserk video to see what I mean. Frieren is lucky that its director is very serious about making Frieren as good as it is. And that seriousness is something that we need. It's what gives Frieren the ability to breach the screen and impact the viewer. That sincerity is what separates Frieren from the typical anime you'll watch. The attention to detail is what allows people like me to appreciate Frieren as an art. So I want to take a moment to thank Season 2's director for expanding on that magic the first director put down in Season 1. And I want to thank the original author, Kanehito Yamada, and the artist, Tsukasa Abe, for even creating Frieren in the first place. Altogether, they created a magnificent world that teaches us about appreciating the little things, highlighting the importance of the journey over the destination. Season 2 specifically shows us many examples of characters who spent their entire lives on journeys that, despite ending in failure, gave their lives a purpose in seeking out those destinations they held as dreams. Frieren wants us to breathe and know that it's okay to take a detour sometimes. To know that at the end of your destination, at least you can look back on the wondrous path it took to get there. All in all, when this video comes out, Frieren Season 2 will long be done. But while we wait for Season 3, it'll remain in my mind. Thoughts of the vast world, thoughts about how the characters might interact while we're gone, fantasies about how the third season is gonna change my perspective on anime all over again. And that's all I wrote. So I hope you enjoyed this video. School has taken over my life and I wasn't able to work in this video as much as I'd hoped, but here it is. Once again, all the new music was done by me, and I would deeply appreciate if you decide to bless this video with a like and sub. And well, I'm Drawadrew, and I'm Drawadrew. Oh, you're still here? I love Frieren so much, if you couldn't tell. And I hope anyone who watched this gained some interest in seeing it for themselves. Cause I'm not gonna lie, this shows some heat.